Welcome to the first monthly installment of You Matter Moments, where we highlight just a few of the amazing people who matter here at Adath and ask them why Adath matters to them. I'm Ann Miller, Adath President, and I'm honored today to be joined by Rabbi Weininger and Hazzan Dulkin. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
This is going to be fun.
I can't wait.
Rabbi, we'll start with you. You certainly matter a great deal to our Adath community, as has truly been evidenced over the last month since you announced your exit later next May. Tell us about a time when you were reminded how much Adath matters to you.
First of all, Anne, I am so grateful for the incredible support of this community the last several weeks. I have felt it every hour of every day, and the partnership of my colleagues, lead leaders, our congregation is just remarkable. So as I think about the next 10 months, I have to think of also the beginning of my time here and the first Shabbat dinner I ever had in Minnetonka was at the home of Rabbi Kravitz and Cindy Rich. And I'm thinking of who was sitting around the table, Jim and Esty Sherman of blessed memory. And Esty made a feast of desserts, and being able to sit around a Shabbos table, to lose track of time, to be with Esty and Jim, of course, of blessed memory, and to feel the warmth of our community. I knew right then and there that this was going to be home. Singing together, celebrating Shabbat together, and eating, I think it was Esty's chocolate log that she made for that Shabbat. That was the best way to recruit a rabbi.
So, Hazzan, we were so excited to welcome you back from your sabbatical this year. You visited synagogues and communities across the world where you learned, you connected, you brought some great wisdom back to our congregation and continue to. What did you discover about Adath that you truly didn't know before you left?
Oh my goodness. I don't know if it was so much discovering as affirming how wonderful this place is. That, first of all, we're doing great. And second of all, this really is my place. This is my home. And I think we all want that, a place where we feel understood and we're seen, and we're celebrated for who we are. And I really feel that here. And it was wonderful to be away. And I realized really there's no place like home.
And that segues us perfectly into my next question, which is for both of you. What does mattering mean to you?
I'll tell a little story.
Great.
I have a friend who is a rabbi who was visiting a synagogue. And she told me that she walked in and walked out on a Shabbat. And she said to me, nobody even knew that I was there. Nobody talked to me. Nobody welcomed me. Someone did talk to her to tell her that she was in their seat. That she felt as if she had walked in and walked out and nobody had taken note. And it's my prayer and my hope that when people walk into this building or walk into a program or anything that we are holding here at Adath, that we acknowledge those people, we see you, we welcome you, and we're curious about who you are and curious about your history and your connection to this place too.
That sounds like a great answer.
You can say ditto.
Ditto to that. I'm just thinking to this past Shabbos and to Kiddush lunch. One of our kids who runs around this place all the time, Shoshi, was just running up to each of the tables, schmoozing with the adults, kind of being her little sweet self. And I think about mattering as just showing up as you are. There's so many messages in the world right now that you have to be somewhere else, be somebody else. But to belong right here is when you get to run around a Kiddush lunch. It's when you get to come into the building unedited, just as you are, and to be embraced, as Hazzan talked about, being seen and heard, being fed. And each of us has a role to make sure one another matters.
Beautiful. That is a perfect softball pitch into my next question to you, Rabbi, which is what would you say to our youngest of congregants, like Shoshi, or say a toddler at our Gan Shalanu preschool who's wondering, do I really matter here?
Well, as Hazzan knows, what I would probably say to them to make sure they really know that they matter is, have you thought about being a rabbi or a cantor? And that has paid off in the last, 14 years. We have a few kids who've thought about becoming rabbis and cantors, and just the ability to ask questions, to sing, to know that no matter how you show up, we love you and we love having you here. And I think our kids just get that. They intuit that. They ask questions when the Hazzan is teaching with them. They sing their hearts out at Havdalah, and they don't even think twice. And what a gift to feel so uninhibited, to feel like I just belong here, I matter here. And I think however we can keep sharing that message, it's about being ourselves and letting our kids feel that from the youngest age.
How about you, Hazzan? Let's go to the other end of the life cycle. What would you say to the eldest of our congregants? Maybe someone who's homebound or living alone, wondering if they really matter here.
Yeah, I I would say you are part of our family. Um, and even if you aren't showing up in person, if you're unable to show up in person, we have now created a technology where you can feel like you're sitting in the front row of our services and classes. And our minion is probably the most incredible invention since, I don't know, sliced bread, where people can show up from wherever they are. And the other thing I'll say too is that our congregants who are our seniors are the ones who hold the history and who have been through things and who have so much to teach us. And so we want to hear those stories too, and so that we can become better people here.
Let's turn to the High Holy Days. You can
Yeah.
feel the excitement in the air. I understand that this year, the theme of our High Holy Days is Hinenu. We are present. We really belong here. Hazzan, can you share a preview of how this theme of presence and belonging might be brought to life?
This year, we're really expanding on our idea of our many doors to Jewish life, right? Once the doors to Jewish life have opened and we invite people in, the question is, well, now what? Right? Now we're here. What do we do? And the answer is, you are here, you have shown up, and you are bringing exactly who you are, as Rabbi said. You are bringing your gifts that you have, whether it's a gift for connecting other people, baking chocolate logs, teaching our children, teaching our adults, being part of our minyan, being part of our choir, right? Every single person who is part of our community belongs because of who they are and because of what they bring. And we really want to be highlighting that throughout the holidays. So you'll see maybe instead of saying, come to a learning session with Rabbi Side, it will be like, be knowledgeable. Get it? Be present. Be a singer. Be a learner. You belong. So you'll hear that language going throughout. And we hope that as we could gather for the holidays, that we'll feel the magic of what it truly feels. It feels magical when we're all together and when we're all singing together and praying together and present together. And that's not something we take for granted. That's something that's really magical.
Okay, now we're going to end with speed round of what matters most to Rabbi and Hazzan. Are you ready? You are stranded on a deserted island. What one item will matter most to your survival, Rabbi?
Skis.
Say more.
There's got to be a mountain somewhere, and why not throw out a pair of skis? I mean, it's like 95 degrees and super humid, but you need skis to survive.
Spoken like a true Minnesota. Well, you heard it here first. You can only pick one Jewish food to be dispensed automatically from your kitchen every day. Hazzan, which food item matters most?
Okay. So I want to say challah because we always need challah, but my heart says potato knish.
Ooh, yum. Okay, final question of our speed round. You must select one high holy day tradition to protect fiercely. Which tradition do you protect most?
The Stillman family leading us in Mariv and our upcoming B'nai Mitzvah leading us in Havdalah. And then in the final shofar with everyone. Like the whole last few minutes are so unique and special here, and really help launch me into the new year.
I think our sanctuary was really built for Ne'ilah. There is something kind of rocking about the sanctuary when it's packed, when the rafters are packed, and there's a vulnerability at the end of the day of Yom Kippur, and we're all kind of in it together. So the in it together would be something I'm defending, and bring in the Stillmans leading, bring in the B'nai Mitzvah kids, Havdalah at the end, the final shofar sounding. Nothing like it.
Thank you. Thank you both so much for playing along for this first monthly edition of You Matter here at Adath, You Matter Moments. I look forward to bringing you many more familiar and maybe unfamiliar faces of folks that matter greatly here to Adath and that where Adath matters greatly to them.